Coming at you live from my home studio in beautiful La Puente, California. This is the All Dodgers podcast post-game super mega stream or something. It's just a post-game. It's a post-game show. But we got Mez. We got a couple more Mez in there. What is going on, folks? This is a show. It's part of the Believe network of podcasts. It is Modelo Monday, but I'm not drinking today. I'm okay. Your boy is a little burnt out from the weekend, but the Dodgers were not burnt out. They had a short weekend. They only had to play 2 games against the Angels, get that day off on Sunday to get into Chicago and down the White Sox, battling the rain. So Dodgers down them White Sox 3-0. We're going to talk about that. I want your guys' thoughts about game one of this series, the anticipated matchup between James Paxton and Garrett Crochet. We got some Clayton Kershaw news. We got some voicemail overreactions, a whole bunch of stuff on another edition of the show. So let's do the thing. Let's bring you guys into the chat, the post-game version of this show. And seeing a lot of folks already hanging out in here. Nando390 in the chat. What's going on? BC's in the chat. Roy Estrada, Kenny Chung, appreciate you. Ellis Sheva Jones, my guy Matt, Goat Yachty's in the chat, of course. I saw very early on. Richard Flores in the chat. Sammy Boy Smith. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Victor's in the chat as well. You got to feel pretty good when the Dodgers head into town, beat a bad team. They battle the rain, battle the weather. Very, very sudden rainstorm. We got reports live from Chicago, live from Guaranteed Rate Field, which is a stupid-ass name for a ballpark. But producer Kevin, who lives in the Chicagoland area, was at the game tonight, and he said, oh, crap, is those thunderstorms? You guys hear anything about, weather? And then sure enough, there was weather in the forecast, but gets through real quick. Dodgers 3-0 over the White Sox. Now, before we get into the fun action, all the good stuff, I got to tell you the other fun stuff. Yes, BetOnline, that's your number one source for all your sports betting needs this season, from baseball, golf, soccer, right on up to the top fights through UFC and MMA. There's boxing, every stat, even matchups, live odds, every matchup, and there's odds, there's spreads. Things are happening while games are being played, so you can see it in real time. And, you can place a bet, place a little wager. They're going to help you out. I'll tell you how in a second. But if those games aren't happening, if a game is over, head on over to their online casino. Get in on a game of blackjack, poker, unwind with over 150 slot games. But head to the website today. Get in on the action. Use promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV. You get a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here. And Nando390, I appreciate where he's taking the chat right now, saying Crochet auditioning for the Dodgers. Even with a few doink and dinky hits from this Dodgers team, they do get 5 hits off of Crochet in, 5 2/3 innings. Still, they don't score. He's dominant. One of the hits was questionable. Another one was a broken bat, 40-mile-an-hour off the bat bleeder from Freddie Freeman, who barely towed it out. Didn't even beat it out. He brushed some dirt up against it, and they called it safe enough. Daniel Hudson is the winner of the game. The loser is Steven Wilson, who is the guy who comes in immediately after Crochet and proves the White Sox are quite bad. But this one, guys, I want to know who's your player of the game for this one, because the one I got, it pains me. It pains me a little bit, but my magic powers of talking shit are working just a little bit, because my player of the game, the play of the game, got to be Teoscar Hernandez in the 7th inning, getting the Dodgers on the board. The right field pavilion, let's go. Gifted 10 memberships here to the channel. That is super awesome. Appreciate you, Right Field Pavilion. Always super supportive here. Pick those up if you haven't picked them up yet. With the membership, you guys, by the way, you get access to the Discord server where myself and a lot of us that are, not enough of us. There are people that have supported, and I appreciate people for their support on Patreon. I appreciate you so much for the support here on YouTube. but not as many people who have been generous enough to support the channel are also joining us in Discord. But that's one of the perks you get. You're able to join the Discord server. We're having conversations during the game. We're living through the game pitch by pitch sometimes. So check it out. You guys should get some information that says how you're able to get access to that, or DM me, let me know that you're one of the members here on YouTube or on Patreon. If you want to join Discord and you haven't yet, let me know. I'm going to make sure you get on to our Patreon page. But Elisheva Jones, I also like Elisheva's player of the game being Miguel Rojas, because the Dodgers are 23-0 when Miguel Rojas bags a hit, when he gets at least one base hit. Did get 2 base hits in today's game. You gotta love Miggy Rowe doing his thing, playing a very, very nice shortstop, as he always does. But he's the one who got the thing going. He got the excitement going for the Dodgers, because he did double. Or where did he double again? He was the one who got on base. Then he's driven in by Kike Hernandez. Hernandez scores. By the way, Kike. Wait, no, not Kike. It was. Hold on. Let me slow myself down here. Miggy Rowe gets the hit. I'm ahead of myself. Miggy Rowe gets the double. Lux pinch hits for Miguel Vargas, which in the moment was immediately pretty questionable, just because Miguel Vargas doing well. Dave is being real strict with this platoon that they're running right now, and whatever. If the team is now 19 games over 500, whatever it is, I guess it works. But Pinsanity, thank you. Lux grounds out, hits the ball hard, grounds out, moves Miggy Rowe over to third, and then Kike with the double, and CT3 hit the ball a little too hard for Paul DeYoung to handle. He ends up reaching base via an error, gets to second base, and your Dodgers are on the board, get a couple points there, another point, another run in the 8th inning, and all in all, a good win. The Dodgers, they beat a bad team, and that's what you want these teams to be doing. That's what you want this Dodgers team to be doing right now. Go out, beat bad teams like the White Sox, and there are no teams worse than the 21-59 Chicago White Sox in baseball right now. But Chris, bringing it up, you got to love that stat with Miguel Rojas, who is Elisheva's player of the game. Dodgers 23-0, and Miggy Rowe gets a hit. They're starting to talk about it so much now that I'm worried that the clock will strike midnight and Cinderella is gonna be stuck at home and he's gonna lose a game. I don't know. I gave up there on the analogy, but still, you get the point. I'm worried about everybody kind of talking about it. They even said it right away on the broadcast when he got the knock. Joe Davis bringing it up right away that the Dodgers do tend to win games when Miguel Rojas gets a hit. Another thing you like about this series, and I've seen a couple of things, Sammy Boy Smith saying let's trade for Crochet and Sheets. We could have 4 Gavins on the team. We did get a look at a number of potential future Dodgers, including Tommy Pham leading off for this team, by the way. Kind of odd to see this guy leading off. Veteran, 36-year-old veteran leading off for the Shy Sox there. He did what he does. He got a knock in there. He played some decent enough defense, and he's somebody that obviously makes a lot of sense for this team. Somebody we've talked about on this channel a good amount over the last month or so. He's somebody who can play some left, can play some right. He can come off the bench. He can give you a professional at bat, and a couple of hits. There you go, 2 hits for. I got him right here. 2 hits for Pham, one strikeout. By the way, I haven't even mentioned it yet. Hell of a game from James Paxton. Arguably, you could throw in the White Sox factor. Yes, the White Sox are terrible, but they do have some quality bats in there. They have some guys who are, they're major league hitters, especially the top of their lineup. They're just kind of struggling right now, like Luis Robert, who has struggled with injury and all that kind of stuff. But Paxton, I don't know if he was dominant, but exceptional. He was exceptional tonight. 5 innings, 3 hits, 6 Ks. I think it was 18 whiffs by the end of his night. arguably his best start of the season when it comes to his actual stuff. Maybe the numbers weren't the best. He did give up 3 walks, but very, very good outing, very encouraging outing from James Paxton as we get news that we'll talk about in a little bit. More news from the Clayton Kershaw front. We still don't know what's going on with Walker Buehler, how long he's going to be out. Yamamoto's going to be out. So all of a sudden, the guy we were saying 3 weeks ago, James Paxton, Big Maple, maybe he was somebody that could be an arm the Dodgers trade away. Now, very much going to solidify, just because they had a wealth of options, very much solidifying his spot on the roster. And again, very, very exceptional night from James Paxton, giving the team some length and giving Dave Roberts the option to kind of do his hokey pokey there with the bullpen. A little odd to see Evan Phillips coming in the 8th inning, but it shows you this is a team. This is they've told us that they want to be. They don't care about saves. There is no closer, even if Evan Phillips is the closer. He came in to face the heart of the lineup in the 8th inning, got the job done. Shout out some pretty decent defense also as well. Some good defense from Chris Taylor, from Andy Pajes in that inning, in that 8th inning to keep the game scoreless for the White Sox. And you got to appreciate that. And then, of course, Alex Vesia getting the job done, locking it down in the 9th inning. That's what you like to see. But Paxton, the story of the game was always going to be Garrett Crochet entering this game. And Paxton matched him. He went up against them pitch for pitch, and that's what you want out of your aces, stepping up. And I'm not saying that he's an ace, but he's somebody who has some ace level stuff when he's right, when the spin is going well, and when he's healthy. James Paxton is pretty good. To us, to Dodgers fans, when they go out, we see the team go out and get Yoshinobu Yamamoto. When you see this team go out and trade for Tyler Glasnow, eventually you're going to have Shohei Ohtani in the rotation, next year and all that kind of stuff. You look at somebody like James Paxton, you're like, okay. I mean, yeah, as a number 5 guy, that's cool, but stepping up and who knows? You don't know if at some point in time this team. We were talking about it earlier on Dodgers Territory. Myself and Alanna Rizzo co-host another show on the Foul Territory Network. Shout out to my cohorts at Foul Territory, by the way. They just had their show picked up by Bally, the regional sports network, which is super damn cool. Awesome stuff from Scott Braun, Eric Kratz, AJ Przinsky, all the guys in the background that are doing a lot of great things. That's really, really freaking cool to see them getting their flowers that they deserve. But one of the things Alanna and I were talking about is, let's say there's a Tyler Glasnow injury. Let's say there's something like, they lose a Glasnow or maybe even a Gavin Stone. This is a team that's in a world of hurt, so you need some guys that you can rely on. You need some dogs. You need some dudes, some guys that are dudes, and Paxton could be one of those guys. Hey, maybe he's this year's Tyler Anderson. I'll just throw it out there. We know TA had that dog in him when it came to the postseason. Pinsanity in the chat saying all pitchers are injury-prone. Yes, they are. Shout out. Prayers up to Patrick Sandoval. By the way, we saw his elbow give while the Angels were in town at Dodger Stadium. So that really, really sucks. He's going to be out undergoing elbow surgery in the coming week or weeks, whenever it may be. But he is done for the year, done for part of next season as well. Tough blow there. BC saying TA was better than Paxton, but Paxton is good for what he is. Absolutely. When you're talking about bargain signings, value signings, they signed TA for $8 million towards the end of the season, just before the start of spring training last year, in 2022. That signing was very under the radar, and it proved to be a massive deal, or massive. It had massive importance for the team because of where the pitching staff was. By the way, I think I did miss a super chat earlier from our guy Swollen Sausage. By the way, the avocado expert says, as long as Roberts doesn't have to think, all good. We appreciate Swollen Sausage for the super chat. We also got Richard Flores dropping a $4.99 super chat. Thank you very much, Richard. Says Paxton is like a hard hat lunch blue pale collar lunch pale blue collar pitcher. He's going to be more significant then you think, and also says F the Ghost Runner. We always appreciate that. BC making some points. Maybe there's a Tyler Anderson trade again in the future. So he's at 100 innings, almost 100 innings, 2.48 ERA this season. TA doing a lot better in year 2 in Anaheim. But I really like what we're seeing out of Paxton, and if he ends up being like a rip in case of emergency starter for this team in the postseason, because we don't know where Kershaw is, because Buehler can't get back, because Yamamoto's shoulder is worse than we thought, maybe we're in pretty decent hands. He's been there. He's kind of done it a little bit before, has James Paxton. But back to the whole idea of looking at some potential future Dodgers in there. I mentioned Luis Robert, and it's funny. It is funny when we see, we've talked about how much we would like to see this team go out and make a move to acquire Lou Bob. It's funny when, the dude's also hitting under 200, but he struggled. He struggled with injuries. We know the talent is there. The bat is there. He's got some tools. Toolsy player, can play center field, which is an area some people say this team still needs some help. Appreciate a little shout out to Andy Pages having a really nice game in center field today. The day that the Sports Info Services, the Bible, the Fielding Bible, gave Dodgers terribly low marks on defense for center fielders, in particular Andy Pages, who was -5 defensive runs saved in center field. 2 very, very nice plays. And I think one of the things people kind of don't think about or tend to forget is that we all need to give Pages some time. He's still very young. He's still only, 22, 23. He's still young. He's still growing. He missed most of last year with a shoulder injury, a very important season for his development. So he's growing. He's learning on the job, but he's learning on the job at the best place to do it, the big league level with the Los Angeles Dodgers. So I like what I see out of Andy Pages, and I very much like what I saw tonight. But the other guy, again, Garrett Crochet, guy is a dude. He goes out there, holds the Dodgers to five hits over 5 2/3 innings, strikes out 6. Probably not his very, very best game, but he's another guy who's kind of still coming into his own as a starter. He's been a reliever for the majority of his big league career. Will the Dodgers go out and get him? No, I don't see that happening. They have the talent, they have the prospect capital to make a massive blockbuster deal happen with the White Sox. I just don't think that the Dodgers are desperate enough to go out and make a move to pick up like a Crochet and to pick up a Luis Robert, maybe a Tommy Pham. I don't think they're going to go that crazy on the rebuild. I think there are some pieces here. I think there are pieces that they like, and when you're talking about the pitching side of things, by all accounts, they feel very confident in Yoshinobu Yamamoto's ability to return from injury. They feel confident that he will be back. He will be back this year, and he will be as good as he was before injury. Matty Man 5 Dodge says no blockbusters. I agree. I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe a deal does get done with these White Sox somewhere down the road. There is a Tommy Pham. There is a need for an outfielder if you want to add an outfielder. But then you're in this tough situation where, do you believe Chris Taylor's hot streak? He had he had a base knock today. Could have had 2. He hit the ball hard. But they gave De Jong an error instead of giving CT the hit. But he's been on a tear. Miguel Vargas has proven that maybe he is worthy of major league playing time as an offensive threat. He is worthy of it after being banished at the middle of the season last year. So they have some pieces in place that make it hard for me to imagine right now. In a month from now, it might be very different. But right now, it's hard for me to imagine this front office being extremely active on the trade front. That's just not what they're going to do. Kenny Chung says, I'd rather get Pham because he's cheap and currently their best hitter. Robert Jr. is an expensive gamble. Don't want to get burned. And I think Lou Bob has another year of team control. Relatively, by all accounts, or however you want to interpret it, it's a team-friendly enough deal with Lou Bob, but you still have, again, you have Pages, you have Jason Hayward, who is hitting very well. You have the Vargas, you have the CT3 factor. James Outman, maybe he finds a way to piece it back together and make his return to the big leagues at some point. So they have some options. Again, we'll see what happens in 1 month from now. Felipe Jones with an exclamation point. Felipe bringing up a good point. If we are kind of trending forward, looking forward, projecting forward when it comes to the Major League trade deadline, which is about a month and a week away, the Dodgers just promoted Diego Cartaya, fallen former top prospect who took a pretty nasty dive when it comes to prospects ranking last year. They promoted him to AAA. So the Pacific Coast League, AAA, that's a spot where your bat can get right. And those numbers can really, his numbers can get sexy. They can get pretty. They could hopefully, maybe, potentially, get some more of that prospect sheen back on him. We know they don't need him. The Dodgers do not need Diego Cartaya at any point in time. They have Will Smith locked up. And if he went down, they would probably turn to somebody like Hunter Fiducia before they went to Diego Cartaya. And if Cartaya is traded, they already have a couple other young prospects, including Dalton Rushing, who is, I believe, right now the top prospect in the farm system. So, by the way, shout out. We got to point out, and I think somebody said it. It might have been Elisheva Jones as well, saying earlier in the chat, guys, we got to get Will Smith some love when it comes to all-star voting. Talked about this earlier on Dodgers territory. We were able to rock the vote when it comes to getting Teoscar Hernandez into the starting outfield as of this point. Will Smith, it's an absolute travesty that he is in third place at catcher behind, Wilson Contreras, I believe, and JT Realmuto, who will not be playing in the game because he just underwent knee surgery. But guys, get out there, go vote Will Smith. You got to do it. Kenny Chung talking about the Cartaya move, Dodgers promoting him to boost that trade stock. It's a bit of smoke and mirrors. Hey, if it is, I'm in. I'm all the way in. I could not be more in on them using the power of the PCL to make these prospects as sexy looking as they can statistically for other teams to be like, hell yeah, I want that. I want that guy right now. Anyway, one thing you guys should definitely want is I got to click a couple buttons here. You guys should want to go download the Autograph app, because I'm partnered with Autograph. I'm going to click this button. I'm going to click that button. But Autograph is a partner of the channel for right now, and we're hoping the more you download the app, the more likely they are to remain a partner of the channel, which would be really, really huge for the program. But it is a fandom company co-founded by Tom Brady, the GOAT, as some people might call him, and they have the new app. It is called Autograph Fandom Rewarded. It gives diehard fans like you a one-stop shop for all of your Dodgers content, all sports content, but it's all of your Dodgers content. You got podcasts, you got written content on there, social media, game scores. You can get tickets on there. Everything is on Autograph, and you also get rewarded. You get coins for reading articles, for doing what you might be doing already. Maybe listening to this show, my show, All Dodgers, is on Autograph. So you can listen to the podcast, listen to us you can listen to anywhere, but if you listen on the Autograph app, you actually get rewarded. You'll get coins for it, and you can use those coins to enter in on giveaways, on raffles. It's less so giveaways, more so raffles. There's cool user experiences and all that kind of stuff. There will be ticket giveaways. They're going to keep ramping up cool, new, exciting things as we get closer to the postseason. So check them out. I have a specialized promo code in the link, promo link, I should say. Link that lets them know I sent you, so they know, hey, people listen to this guy. You click on that link, you use my referral code REALFRG, that's my social handle. All the instructions are in the description below, but if you do that, you download that Autograph app, and maybe you'll have a good time on it. I think you will. I think it's a really cool app, so check it out. Thank you. Download it. Use the link, use the promo code or referral code. Thank you. But back to the show. Back to you guys right now. Kenny Chung talking about, I mentioned James Outman. Outman might need to get his eyes checked. Again, I think, didn't he have a thing with his eyes last season? Or am I thinking of somebody else? I might be thinking of somebody else. But he said, he's pointing out, wears contacts, the prescription might need to be updated. Well, I ain't no big-time city seeing doctor, but maybe he needs a little bit of help. I see my friend Angel in the chat. What is going on, Angel? We're going to keep moving on with the show, guys. Before we get into Monday Overreactions, we do have a few calls. I don't know if anybody else has called in yet. If you guys are watching and you have the number and you want to have your voice played on the show, you want to sound off, call in right now. You can. You have the number if you're part of Patreon or if you're part of YouTube members. But let's get into some headlines real quick before we get into overreactions, or just Dodgers thoughts is really what I probably should call it now. A bit of bad news-ish. We'll call it surprising news, bad but not surprising news when it comes to Clayton Kershaw, who has a setback in his recovery and his return from shoulder surgery, shut down for a week after experiencing lingering soreness in that surgically repaired shoulder. He had the whole shoulder capsule kind of cleaned up and retightened up. I wrote a whole long-ass article about it at the old site. It's a glenohumeral ligaments or whatever. Glenohumeral. There it was. Anyways, he had a big, ugly operation on there. The MRI, he did go for an MRI over the weekend. The MRI came back clean, so thankfully there's no new damage. It's just part of you're coming back from a surgery. He doesn't know what he's doing. This is his first time he's ever had an operation. So pushes the return back from, they were kind of targeting maybe mid-July. Now it's maybe mid-August at the latest. So he says he feels okay. I'm okay with them kind of giving Kershaw more time just because they don't need him immediately, and there's no reason to rush him back from his first major operation on his human body at any point. So there's your news on Kershaw. Got to talk a little bit. There was some confusion about Teoscar Hernandez before the game, why he was not there. He is away from the team right now. He flew home to the Dominican to tend to personal matters, what they called it, something with his family. So they didn't reveal details. We don't need to know details. Just if there's anything bad, prayers up to Teo. But he is expected back to be back with the team in Chicago on Tuesday. So that's cool. And, again, hopefully everything's okay in Teoscar's, family, with his family. Shohei did not have a great game. Did he end up getting 0 for 3 with a walk? But Shohei, got to talk Shohei, keeps raking, brings home the National League Player of the Week award. Already kind of gushed about Shohei earlier today on DT. But important thing is, again, Player of the Week, that's the thing that changed. Second time he's earned that award as a Dodger. Only been here a few months. 9th time in his career. And that's Dodgers 2 of the last 3 weeks, with him this week, Teoscar Hernandez 2 weeks ago, bringing home that award, which is shows, hey, these boys are pretty decent. What else? Yes, people are talking about giving some more love to Miguel Rojas in there. So he lost Canyon, saying Dodgers 23-0. The more we can bring that up, the more I worry a little bit, to be honest. But the more we can bring it up, the happier I feel about my stance on Miguel Rojas needing to be the starting shortstop for this team, even after Mookie returns. Final little thing in Dodgers headlines. Landon Knack is going to kind of get a little bit of a runway in the starting rotation as the Dodgers keep playing over the next couple of weeks with Yamamoto out, Buehler down, still no Kershaw. Knackers is going to get himself a bit of a runway so we can see what the kid does over the next few weeks. So far, so very, very good in his big league career. We appreciate what we're seeing that. Ellis Sheva-Jones talking about the Muncy update. So we dropped a video. Myself and Kevin dropped a video on Saturday here on the channel. Check it out if you haven't. Talking about the Max Muncy update, where he was placed on the 60-day IL. They was transferred to the 60-day IL. Reality is it doesn't really affect much of his timeline. He was going to be out. The good news with that really was Kyle Hurt was activated off the IL and optioned to AAA. So that means if the team needs Kyle Hurt, he's going to be available. And Kyle Hurt is somebody we very, very much like over here in all Dodgers land. But that's about it. I think that's what I had to say about that situation. As part of the rest of that video, I missed the opportunity to plug the video more. We identified some options, trade options at third base if the Dodgers are going to be without Muncy for potentially the entirety of the season, because as we've noted a number of times here on the YouTube, obliques are a bitch. They can go bad. Things go bad, and if he injures himself again while he's ramping up 1 month from now, who knows how much longer that keeps Max Muncy out. So the situation right now, I don't feel very, very good about third base if Max Muncy does not come back. That's a reality. Let's see. Doom Sal, who's in the chat. Appreciate you, Doom Sal, hanging out with us. Says, don't be surprised if you see, I forgot the kid's first name, but the Robleski. I don't even know how to say the last name, but I know he just got promoted. He's been crushing it off the mound. Right-hander, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't kept up as much with my minor leagues of late, but he's somebody who's going to be an option. And River Ryan did finally make his return to the mound after a delayed start coming out of spring training as they kind of rested his shoulder a little bit. So Dodgers, again, got some more options at the minor league level if there is some concern, if there's extended concern with Yamamoto, with Buehler, and whatever, or what have you. Brian asking, what was the referral code for autograph? I tried it's real FRG, and it didn't work. So you got FRG or Fat Ryan Gosling, which is something my old co-host, old co-host, called me in a loving way, guys. I promise you it was in a loving way. But it was a nickname I was dubbed, and I decided to just run with it because it was funny at the time, and it became too late to change any of my social handles. So real FRG. There's your referral code on autograph. There it is. All right, now it's about time to do BC asking us a DMAC no. It was my original co-host of the original co-host with me on Blue Heaven and my old show Happy Fun Time Sports. Different Kevin Perez Allen. He gave me that one. Anyways, guys, we got some calls. So here's your Monday Overreactions portion of the show. And first up, I think we're going to hear from our friend, as we should. We're going to hear from Noah Ortega. So let's, hold on, I got to do this. Let's hear from Noah.
I'm not going to lie, guys. Ohtani has exceeded my expectations in every single way. I am definitely a believer now that he is going to be the MVP. Unfortunately, we did lose Mookie and Yamamoto, which at the time made me in a low-key depression. However, though, after that great comeback win, which was so goddamn amazing, my hope went up dramatically. And with the tear that Ohtani is going on, there is no reason why we will not win 100 games again this year. And by the way, guys, please join the Discord and support Clint on Patreon. During that comeback game, we were in sync. We were all chatting in the Discord, and it felt like we were with each other, sitting next to each other. If anything, that comeback itself was memorable, but being in the Discord made it that much better. Please join Patreon. Please sign up for Discord, and have a good night, guys.
Listen, that's when you know you got good people watching these shows, good people hanging out with you on the chat where they're promoting for me. They're promoting the Patreon, the Discord for me, for us, really, because again, it is a really fun time in that Discord chat. And like he was talking about, Noah was talking about that comeback win in Colorado with the Grand Slam, the Hayward Grand Slam, and the Teoscar 3-run bomb, the check swing that was or wasn't, depending on which side of the ball you guys happen to be rooting for, which team you happen to be rooting for. That was a lot of fun going through that, experiencing that with everybody in Discord. So again, check it out. I see Jenny Vega. Jenny, I just got you that link. Jenny's a supporter on members and also on Patreon, I think, or no, just members, but Jenny, hope to see you in the chat real soon. But next up, another one of the perks of it. I don't know. It feels weird. I'm like not trying to put things behind a paywall, but I'm trying to, give you an option to support, and also give you something that makes it feel like you're not just, supporting all willy-nilly. But anyways, I don't know. I feel weird asking people for things. But anyways, guys, let's listen to one of our newest Patreon supporters, Hamilton, because Hamilton from Long Beach had some thoughts.
This is Hamilton from Long Beach, Hammy0023. Seriously, why the hell do the Dodgers always play down to their competition? Oh, they're playing the last place team. Hey, you know what? We don't need to do anything. Let's lose. Oh, we're playing the best team? Oh, let's actually do something. I am so tired of this. This is them. This is who they are. This is who they always will be.
It's worth noting. It's worth the full disclaimer. Hamilton called in like the third or fourth inning of today's game when they were not winning, when they were not beating. The Dodgers were not beating the White Sox at that point. And hey, you know what? For the point of the title, you guys see right there, Monday Overreactions. That was a hell of an overreaction. And great, I think first call, second call, I don't know what it is. But appreciate Hamilton calling in. Matty Man 5 Dodge says the calls are great. Keep them coming. Appreciate Matty Man. Appreciate you supporting this, because this was something I've been wanting to do for a while. The idea of having people call in. The old show, it would have been just a logistical nightmare to do. But this is just me. I'm here. I don't have to worry about nobody else, no other BS. So it makes it a lot easier, a lot more fun. Keen says Hamilton is preaching. Yeah, I will say. I'll say when I get to my overreaction, which is after. Elisheva asking Cost to join Discord for the show. So it's Patreon. You get the voicemail and you get the Discord. It's $5 a month. Either through YouTube or through Patreon. The links are right there at the bottom where it says sign up. If you want to do it, cool. If not, I do not blame you. You could also throw your overreactions here in the chat, and I'll try to read them. But here's our latest. Here's our last one. We only got 3 overreactions, I think, today, and this one actually came yesterday from our friend Richie from Devore. So let's hear from Richard Flores.
Well, Clint, happy Monday. And once again, I got plenty to bitch and moan about, and Monday's usually a good day for it. Let's talk about those City Connects, shall we? Really? The 0 in front of the single-digit numbers? What, 007 and James Bond didn't want anything to do with that? And the last names on the lower half of the back look god-awful. People who wear pajamas to Walmart think those things look real tacky. And can we talk about the sprinkles on the uniform? Look like a donut. The only thing missing on that uniform was, instead of the Guggenheimer patch, why not just replace it with the Dunkin' Donuts patch? And speaking about Dunkin' Donuts, can we talk about 7-Eleven for a moment? Listen, 7-Eleven, all I want is just my regular, plain, cheesy Cheetos, the crunchy kind. Not the flaming jalapeno, not the flaming this, not the El Scorcho, and everything else in the chip rack is now flaming this, flaming that, flaming. All I want is my Cheetos back. My good old American Cheetos that I've been eating since I was 6 years old, the ones that gives me cholesterol and most likely would block one of my arteries one day, but I need to get my cheese fix on, and I don't need a flaming. And that's about it. So F the Dodger Stadium parking lot, F trying to log into the Discord because I still can't, F all Dodger haters, F Manny Machado, and for the love of God, F the Ghost Runner.
See ya.
Great comments going on in here. Denny Cortez saying he needs a therapist. Listen, he treats the voicemail hotline as his therapy, and I can't fault the man for that. He's just letting it eat. He's having some fun, and I appreciate that. Denny also saying so much complaining. I feel like I'm at work. Oof. Mr. Seabad asking Clint, can I do my stand-up routine on the overreaction? Look, it has to be one tight joke. I can't give you a tight 5. I would appreciate the break, but I can't give you a tight 5. So you'd have to be okay give me your closer, and you could do that. I'll allow it, because because why not? You know what? Somebody said, who is it? Somebody said Chicken Snida Slayer, which is a name. That's definitely a name. Says this dude has issues. Doom Sal, I don't know if Sal is giving us insight that he knows about that I didn't see anywhere yet. But Doom Sal saying, also checking, I just saw from Jeff Snyder as well. Okay, this is not that. It's not a new dad. Teo's not a new dad. I believe Teoscar Hernandez's grandpa passed away, so more prayers up to Teoscar Hernandez, where his if the family did lose Grandpa Teo, that's tough. Much love, much prayer and all that good stuff, and hopefully safe travels if he is on the way back. But let the man take his time. He's played in, up to today, he had played in all 79 games. And now missing his first game, I'm fine. I'm very fine with him taking some time with the family, really, lean into that bereavement list. The MLB gives people 3 days. So hopefully the Hernandez family can, love and gather together and mourn and remember together. That's the important part of all that kind of stuff. Orlando says Teo is about to go on a tear for Gramps. I'm in. Okay, all good. Doom Sal, it happened. I'll shout out to Jeff Snyder, of course, my friend, co-host of the Locked On Dodgers podcast. He had retweeted something from Moises Fabian, who is somebody, does reporting. He says he loves Korea in his bio. All right, so my overreaction. It's more of 80 games in. This was game 80 on the season, if I'm not mistaken, unless I'm bad at math. So I got some thoughts about it, and I kind of alluded to it earlier. I wish the rest of the league was better. I wish the rest of baseball, these teams, were better. Because I would like to get a true feel for this Dodgers team, a true test of what this team is capable of. Even through all of these injuries that they have endured. We have not seen Brusdar Graterol yet this season. No Dustin May. There hasn't been a Tony Gonsolin, who, by the way, was an all-star before his elbow really gave out. They are very beat up. And they're doing what they can to beat up teams and all that. But the National League West has been an absolute joke. It's been an embarrassment. It's been a disappointment. To be fair, like the Giants, tough for them because they've had so many injuries. They lost their prize import center fielder to a shoulder injury, ending his season. The Rockies, as Deuce points out, Rockies, god-awful at baseball, god-awful organization. The Padres, they're going to be bad for so long. And also, guys, vote for anybody at third base just to make sure, in the All-Star voting, just to make sure that Manny Machado doesn't get an All-Star berth. He is unworthy of being a National League All-Star. Diamondbacks, another team, massive letdown, massive disappointment after a World Series run last year. You make it to the World Series for the first time since, 2001? And you go out and you add to the team. You built the team to be better. And yet they're trash. They're, third place, fourth place in the NL West? God, I wish the NL West was better. I wish the league was better so we can know truly how good this Dodgers team is, because we've seen this team over the last decade, but really over the last 2, 3, 4 years, maybe 2 or 3 years, we've seen this team go out and easily win 100 games and then get beat in the postseason. And I want to see a real test. We need to see a real litmus test for this team to know what the hell we're dealing with. So there's my overreaction. And it's also my 80 games into the season thoughts. Don't think that's going to count as my month of June thoughts, because that will be coming up again. The next collaboration with my friend, the guy whose name for some reason is very annoyingly escaping me. Scott Gearman of Dodger Blue. My bad, Scott. That was dumb. I have a lot of things going on in my brain, and your boy's hungry. So, anyway, Scott will be on the channel again in a week, and we'll do our latest edition of the monthly. I guess I never really titled it anything, but monthly review. Monthly report cards. All right, I should probably stop for a second, catch my breath, catch my brains, and let's look ahead. Usually, what we do on Monday is we look ahead to the series that's about to happen on Thursday. We look ahead at the next series. Well, this series already started because it's a post-game show. By the way, Dodgers win 3-0. But let's look at the rest of that White Sox series. The storyline, I already said it for this, and it goes without saying, but beat bad teams. That's what you got to do. Don't listen to Hammy 0023 who says that they can't beat bad teams, because the team can beat bad teams. And we saw it today, but you got to beat bad teams, and there are no teams worse than the Chicago White Sox. So tomorrow we get to see Bobby Miller making his second start, coming off of shoulder surgery. Or sorry, not shoulder surgery, coming off the IL from having shoulder inflammation, from dealing with the shoulder inflammation. He goes up against veteran right-hander Chris Flexen. We're not flexing on him, but that's going to be one of those games that you really hope the Dodgers just let it eat. But I'm watching Bobby Miller more than I'm watching the Dodgers bats against Chris Flexen. He's a wily veteran. He's kind of their second best pitcher, I think, on the White Sox. So if the Dodgers don't score, I care more about the White Sox not scoring, not putting together good competitive at-bats against Bobby Miller. That's what I want to see. As Orlando says, big balls Bobby, big dick Bobby. That's what we want to see. Large member Robert. Anybody? That's what we want to see. Love the Azul says the Rangers came in and spanked the Dodgers. At least they were the World Series champions. Like that should mean something a little bit. And did they spank them at this point? I don't even remember the series. Getting older, your brain goes to mush. Shout out older folks. Oh, yeah. They did. Yeah, that's right. They lost 2 of the games in that series. They had that one massive game. What is it? The 10-run game or whatever it was, 15-run game. And then no other scoring in that one. But anyways, need Bobby to step up, because that's another guy that's massively important to the success of this team. If, let's say worst case scenario, if there's no Yoshinobu Yamamoto, if Kershaw can't come back, if somebody else gets injured, you need to have Big Game Bob take another step forward. Also, elephant in the room, when we're talking about another guy who's arguably the number 2 starter at the moment, not even arguably, he is the number 2 starter. Talking about Gavin Stone. He is going to be at that innings limit, not even limit, but he will have pitched his most innings ever in his life very, very soon if he hasn't hit it already. So you have to worry about 3 more months of baseball for him. I'm a little worried about that. Love the Azul says the Phillies are built for October, and that will be the bar. I will. When are we seeing the Phillies? I'm very much looking for. Appreciate that. That's your bar. That's your litmus test. The Phillies, and that's a team that has true frontline aces, and arguably the 3 best starters on one team in baseball. When you have Ranger Suarez, Aaron Nola, and Zach Wheeler dealing. It's a fun team to watch. It's a scary team to watch. Thank you, Brian. We get to see them July 9th through 11th. So coming in, there you go. There's your Phillies litmus test. So that's when I will know how I feel truly about this team as we near the trade deadline. Final one. So I already mentioned Stone. Gavin Stone goes up against Eric Fetty, another veteran not having a very good year. There's your White Sox series. The only game I'm really caring about right now is the Bobby Miller game. Stone, just don't let a bad team beat you again. And that's about all I got. Sammy Boy Smith saying, ooh, if the Phillies get Crochet, we're screwed. That would be tough. That would be pretty rough. I don't know. I really have zero clue about the state of the Philadelphia Phillies farm system, so I don't know what kind of trade prospect capital they have to make a deal happen. So if Crochet goes there, that would be I would be straight up not having a good time, guys. That's what I'll say. I would have a good time if you guys hit that subscribe button. I haven't pushed the button yet. Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoy the show. Hit the thumbs up button if you don't enjoy the show. So that way I know something. I don't know. That's all I got. But I think that's about it. We'll take a few more comments, and then we'll get the hell out of here. Mr. Seabad said earlier, the Padres are a multi-car pile on a train track that derailed a train while a plane crashed into the accident scene. That's, I was thinking the same thing. Couple, what do we got? A super chat. Let's go. John Bleeding Blue, appreciate you, John, dropping a $5 super chat. Much appreciated. It says, love the podcast, love the shows. Keep up the great work, Clint. And he says Alex Vesia's stats are all-star worthy. What are your thoughts? I think I said when myself and Scott Gearman, as well as producer Kevin, did our most recent edition, episode 2 of the monthly Dodgers review series on the channel, I said my biggest surprise for this season so far up to that point was Alex Vesia, and he hasn't done anything to make it worse, to kind of ruin his case. Alex Vesia is you could make the argument he's the best left-handed reliever in baseball. That's just throwing out a statement without doing research about other left-handed relievers in baseball, but he's been pretty damn good, and he's in the conversation. You could at least have that argument that he has been great. And for him, that clock turned, the whole season turned when he found the slider again. When he's right, he can have that slider, and then all of a sudden that fastball is just explosive. I think they said it on the broadcast too. The slider keeps people honest when it comes to the fastball, and when you can just say that, when you can sit there and wait for the fastball, teams are going to beat you up. So Vesia, all-star caliber for sure. They're not going to have. He's not going to be on the all-star team. They don't really bring in middle relievers. Unless it's like a really, really bad team, he's not going to get that honor. I saw a question here. Where was it? Brian, how many Dodgers do you think are going to make the All-Star team? Mario says 7. I think we're going to see 5 or 6, maybe more, just because there's going to be the kind of honorable mention guys and then replacements. We know Mookie Betts is going to make the All-Star team as the starting shortstop, but not be able to play in the game. Yoshinobu Yamamoto might get an honorary bid, but because that's not voted on, there's a chance he might not get that. Tyler Glasnow will be one of those guys. Will Smith will make the All-Star team for sure. Freddie probably will make the All-Star team, but I don't know that he's going to start, just because Bryce Harper is leading all of baseball, I think, in votes with over 2 million right now. I made the argument for Evan Phillips. I asked Evan Phillips, and we had him on Dodgers territory last week, like, what do you want people to do to drum up the excitement, drum up the interest for Evan Phillips, high leverage honey bun, getting a nod, getting his first well-deserved all-star berth. And I said, you want people to write in angry letters, maybe hold up a very polite sign like, please let Evan Phillips be an all-star. He liked that idea. He said he was all in for the polite sign. So guys, make some very polite signs, bring them to Dodger Stadium next time they're home, and hold it up. I would like Evan Phillips to be a 2024 National League All-Star. Deserves it. High leverage honey bun deserves it. But who else? Teoscar. Again, we appreciate Teoscar got into the starting outfield at this point. I don't think Pajes makes it. I don't think anybody else beyond that. So I think the 5 or 6 is going to be right there in that pocket. For as decent as Paxton has been, he hasn't earned it. The only one, the kind of wild card to me. Oh, shit, idiot. Thank you, Elisheva. Shohei Ohtani. Duh. Moron. Me for getting Ohtani. Dumbass. The other outlier for myself that I really, really want to see make this all-star team is Gavin Stone. So very deserving. And, he just got to pick up some of those. Thank you, Pinsanity also said at the same time, I want to see Stone there. Sammy Boy Smith with the troll job says Barnes all-star bullpen catcher. We appreciate that. Mr. Seabad making the prediction the Dodgers will have 6 in the All-Star game. I think that's the number. I'm going to go, I said 5 or 6. I'm going to go 6. So we got, fuck it, I'm going to say Stone. Stone's in there. Did I forget RBI? Oh, no. Who got an RBI that I missed? Oh, my bad, yes. Ohtani also, I think, he had a sac fly. Is that what it was? That's my bad. Glasnow, Mookie. Let's throw in high leverage Honey Bun because he deserves it. Freddie will get on there. Will Smith will get on there. And did I say Stone? I want Stone. Give me Stone. But some of those guys are for sure. We'll do a more official one as we get closer. Man 5 Dodge saying, you don't like Shohei, do you, Clint? I love Shohei. It says I forget about DHs. I'm still traditionalist. I forgot that there's a spot in the lineup where dudes just show up and hit, and then that's it. But Shohei, I gushed about Shohei earlier on Dodgers territory. I said there's not a single batter in the National League that screams to me like they're going to outperform Shohei when it comes to National League MVP voting. He's my MVP. He's very much going to be my MVP. But that's about it. Voice is giving out, as you can hear. But John Beaton Blue throwing another $2 super chat our way. Thank you very much. Can people in Japan vote for the All-Star ballot? Now, that is a good question. I do not know. There are some fans in Japan who watch the show. Hopefully, if you guys would not mind, let me know. I don't know. It should just be an email, right? I don't think MLB geo blocks their website. So, presumably, yeah, should be able to. But if not, I'll be voting for Will Smith and the rest, and Shohei Ohtani even. I will be voting for those here from beautiful La Puente, California. So, guys, rock the vote, do all that kind of stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed a post-game edition that was more of the regular show with a little bit of post-game mixed in there. I do want to do more post-game shows, so we're going to keep those rocking as we get into deeper into the season. Hey, Kevin checked in on the stream. What's going on? That's a good one from producer Kevin. So it's KP says only geo-blocking that happens is from the Padres in the playoffs. And we say burn. Because the Padres are weak. Padres are sad. Padres are lonely. Padres aren't making the playoffs this year. That's about it, guys. Apparently there's something, the All-Star ballot does ask what country you live in. And Japan is in the list of countries. So it counts. Make it happen. Mario talking about Boca del Rio. Oh, man, I'm in. Well, I have leftovers in the fridge, though. Got loaded baked potatoes with pastor, some tri-tip. All meats combined. I think there's a little asada left over. So your boy is hungry. Oh, my God, it's 9:10. Your boy is hungry. Your boy's got to get the hell out of here. Jenny says you guys got to mash the like button. I know Diane wasn't going to be here as much today because she's out busy, being busy, living her life. And we know about it because we're all talking in the All Dodgers Discord server. You guys can be a part of the Discord chat if you join Patreon, if you join through YouTube members. $5 a month. We have the chat. You're supporting independent Dodgers coverage. You have the voicemail hotline. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Do that. Like the channel. All that kind of stuff. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for you guys, the great questions, the comments, for being active in the chat. I appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you so much for the super chats. Gotta thank, again, the channel members, the Patreon supporters that continue helping us make the channel be, I don't have a big backing. There's nobody that supports the channel outside of you guys literally watching it. So appreciate that. You guys watching it and you guys supporting through other ways. Love the Azul says, where's your co-host Kitchen Boy who loves ex-Astros? He's off on Mondays, so he will be back on Thursday, and you can give him trash about the Trastros on the next stream on Thursday. Any support links, all the good stuff, down in the description. Please download the Autograph app. Use that promo code, that link. Use the My Referral code. That would go a very, very long way. All Dodgers is also presented by BetOnline. Use that promo code BELIEVE for a 50% first deposit bonus. I'm Real FRG on the social media things. I appreciate our moderators for doing a kick-ass job in the chat, as you always do. And that's about it. Hit the subscribe button on the way out. Hit the thumbs up button on the way out. And I'll see you on the next one of these. Okay, bye.